Hey, it's Tango Oscar Mike. Merry Christmas. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Christmas. We just finished opening up our gifts a little bit ago, and I'm in the truck to see about installing one of my gifts. Let me turn the camera here. Hopefully you can see. This is how I have my radio mounted. This is a vent mount clamp, and it clamps to the vent on the truck. And it does hold the radio really well. I like mounting radios up high so you're not looking down. I first had my radio in a cup holder mount. I was driving the one day and I looked down at the radio, and when I looked up, the car in front of me had stopped to turn, and I came very close to hitting the vehicle, but I didn't. And ever since then, I am a firm believer of mounting your radio and everything up high. So if you need to change, or if you just want to glance and look and see, because since this is a dual band, I can see which channel the signal came in on. But I don't think you should look down. I think that's, can be asking for trouble, especially if you're using the radio while you're driving. But this mounts nice, but you lose the ability to rotate your vent and adjust the vent very much. So I'm going to take that off, and what my wife got me for Christmas is this one from Tacoma Beast. And this mounts right behind the bezel for the radio, right in this spot here. And then you use standard RAM mounts. This is a RAM Fast Track, right? Tough Track. This is a RAM Tough Track. And it mounts right here. And then I can use standard RAM mounts. I can use this same RAM mount here to mount my radio up and just get it away from my vent. And plus it'll allow me to put other accessories. The in-car navigation on my Tacoma is pretty good, but my wife is a dedicated Google Maps person. And when we go on road trips, she always sets the phone down here in the console, and I can't see it. I don't like to look down. It falls on the floor and everything else. So I got a phone holder, not for me, but for her. So when we're traveling, she can use the phone. We can use the phone for navigation as well as the truck, and we both can see it because we do like taking long trips. So the first part is to take this off, and I'm just going to loosen my RAM mount here so I can rotate it. And that comes off, and this is magnetic. I got the magnetic bracket for the radio, so that comes right off, and my radio is disconnected, so it can set down here on the side. The motion sensor came off. I can take that off. So now I need to unscrew these screws. So like I said, that didn't do any damage. Let me turn on my little headlamp here. There. Yeah, there's almost no marks. There's a couple little tiny marks on the vent, but other than that, this was a great solution at the time. So sorry if I just blinded you with my headlamp there. So now I'm going to put the screws back in here so I don't lose them. Because who knows, I might need this again for something else. But I'm hoping that I can use the RAM mount for everything that I have. I would like to possibly put in a tablet in the truck as well for mapping, or even maybe for logging. Who knows? Maybe I could even use put something up here, use a tablet for logging. I lost a screw in the seat. Now, I already noticed one thing, is I have a little hole here where I have my cable coming up for the radio, and this is hitting it. So I can't do that until I get that cable out of there. And with this dash plate, it's actually pretty easy. I've done this before. One side. This side's hard to get a hold of here. There we go. So that comes right off. I got my cable run up through the dash there. And hopefully you can see, this will sit right up on there like that. So the next step is to take this out of the truck. I have to drill some holes to mount this. The little wedge I made right on the dash, it's actually a pretty nice little fit. It's going to bolt down. You have to drill some holes. You have to take this apart first before you can put it together. But you have to clamp this down, mark these holes, and then everything screws together. And there's some reinforcement brackets that go into the dash. But my little notch that I made for my wire to come up is going to be blocked now. So I'm going to have to find something else or some other way to route the cable up through the dash. There's a little notch there, but I don't know if the cable will be able to bend up through there. But I don't know. So let's get this mounted first. So I'm going to take this apart. And then I can take this off and drill the holes bigger. Perfect. Let's do this one. So now this goes on. Let's make sure there's no little bits of piece of plastic left on there. And it all looks good. I need to get my little bag up. So the system comes with these two brackets. And these go where the radio mounts are in the vehicle. I'm gonna have to go look online. Let's see, 10 millimeter. The left-hand bracket is the short bracket and the right-hand bracket is the long. So, so I guess we'll find out afterwards how much of that actually got saved. The GoPro, I have the GoPro 11 locked up on me. It was still recording, but I couldn't turn it off. And when I brought it back on, it said repairing your file, so we'll see. This is all mounted to the top of the radio frame. It's all good. This is all done. Let's go over to the truck. So in the truck, you have to mount these two brackets to the top radio bolts. You reuse the same bolts. They're actually pretty long. And then the bezel snaps back in, and that holds everything in place. I still have to figure out where to run my cable up for the radio. I may have to go down underneath the dash and get some more excess slack. I think I have it all zip tied up there because that's not going to reach up very far. And then out to the radio. I guess I could snap it in, but what I think I'm going to have to do is right here next to where this bolt's on. I think I'm going to have to get my Dremel out. Let's see. I think I'm going to have to get my Dremel out and notch a hole in here. I really can't drill a hole because I'd have to drill a hole big enough for the RJ11 jack to fit through. So I think it'd be easier if I just notch this out and took a chunk of the plastic out. So I'm going to try to do that, and then we'll see, and then I'll try snapping it in place and getting it all in place. I did have a little bit of difficulty here. Getting this hole lined up with the bracket underneath was a little bit tough. I do have my wire run through. I don't know if I have enough wire. I might have to get some more. But now you take the ram mount, you loosen the little thing here so it will go down into the track. Oh, need to loosen a little more. Push up the rubber piece. And just twist it down. And get the other one here. I got this one. So again, you screw this piece out, put it down on the track. This one is not going into the track. Oh, there we go. It's just being a little fussy. And then this one, I'm going to put about right there, tighten it down. So this one is for this guy. Oop. So that's going to be the phone holder for that one. And just to show you here, hopefully you can see, put your phone in, bam. Yep. And then over here, let's see. I like the adjustments on this side. Let's see. Yeah, that wire's not going to be long enough. I'm going to have to fish. That is not going to be nearly long enough, so I'm going to have to dig underneath the dash and try to loosen this cable up, which means I might have to take these screws back out and take it all off, because I don't think I can just pull slack up through there. So let me do some digging. I was able to get underneath the dash and feed a whole bunch of wire. I actually had to take out the panels, the trim that goes down the side of the vehicle, and pull wire the whole way from the back there to get it to fit. But it did fit. It just took quite a bit of effort. Like I said, this is a magnetic mount that you get with this when you have this kit, and that looks pretty good. There's actually a lot of extra cord, but I'm not worried about. I'll just tuck that down. I can't see where this is here. Yeah, there's two little slots that fits into. Turn it towards me just a little bit, and that looks great. I'm gonna actually lower this down. I think that's as low as it'll go here. So this wasn't a difficult install. Like I said, it does take up a little bit of real estate. I might have to lower that down a little bit or turn the phone sideways. I got to go over the driver's side and see how it looks from over that way, but I don't think this will block my view at all very much. It doesn't interfere with the airbags or anything else. So I think that's going to be good. The radio is just a little bit higher. The radio used to be about here, so now it's just a little bit higher, and I think I can get it. That doesn't look in the way at all. I'll be able to see the phone, and it doesn't look like it's in my way at all. So I think that's going to be good. I don't like it that's twisted, but I think that's how it's going to be for right now. I do want to make sure I tighten those screws down, the mounting screws down the rest of the way. Now, the one drawback to this, not really a drawback, is you can't take the dash, you can't pull this dash plate out now unless you remove the two screws up here. So if it goes in for service and they're trying to pull the dash off, they won't be able to, if they have to pull a dash off or something, they won't be able to do that unless they take those two screws out. Which I don't think is a big deal, but it is something to consider. But I'm happy with this. I think it looks better than having my vents blocked. It gets everything away from the radio a little bit more. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. So now, looks great. My other big Christmas present that my wife got me that I wanted, actually ordered and everything, is a 3D printer. I got a Ender 3 S1 Pro. So I'm pretty excited about playing with that. That has to be built too, so that might be the next thing I'm tackling today. She did get me a new bourbon to try, which I'm pretty excited about. It's a 10-year-old bourbon, and I'll be doing that as well. A couple of other little things here and there. But yeah, we exchanged gifts this morning. Augie got to open some presents too. He already destroyed one of them, of course. That's what he does. And we have family coming over later, so my wife's in there making a dessert right now for them, and we're going to have some ham and some other stuff, but it'll be a good day. I hope you're all having a fantastic Christmas, and who knows, maybe I'll do a little time lapse of building the 3D printer or something. So, hey, this is Tango Oscar Mike, 73. Take care.
Tango Oscar Mike,